Hello everyone, my name is Mikayla Giuffrida and today I'll be speaking on the use of manipulatives to teach measurement and geometry. Teachers play an important role in creating mathematical environments that provide students with representations that enhance their thinking. Manipulatives are a very useful tool in creating real-life experiences that students can relate to and link their prior knowledge to new concepts. The use of manipulatives in learning is supported by theorists such as Piaget, Bruner, and Vygotsky. Piaget suggested that children do not have the mental maturity to grasp abstract mathematical concepts presented in words or symbols alone, and need many experiences of concrete materials and drawings for learning to occur. Vygotsky also stresses the importance of children making sense of their environment and gaining understanding through interactions. Bruner concludes that children demonstrate their understanding in three stages of representation: enactive, iconic, and symbolic. The first stage, the enactive, suggests the use of physical objects, helping students gain understanding. The year level I'll be focusing on today is Year 3, and the content descriptor in focus is make models of three-dimensional objects and describe key features. The focus of this descriptor does not feature in Year 3 alone, however. Year 5 Mathematics also has a similar content descriptor. Construct simple prisms and pyramids. So the activity that I'm going to propose can be adjusted in difficulty to suit a Year 5 level. The manipulatives I'll be using to help students gain understanding of this topic are magnetic and net. As shown here, the magnets are lots of different pieces that can be put together to make multiple 2D and 3D shapes. Nets are a commonly used manipulative in the classroom used so students can see how the 3D shapes are made up and what 2D shapes make up the faces of 3D shapes. The lesson outcomes I've created for this lesson follow Bloom's technology and are describe key features of 3D shapes, identify the 2D shapes that make up the faces of a 3D shape, and create models of 3D shapes. The students will be specifically using the magnetics to not just learn about each individual shape's features, but to learn about edges and vertices, which are made easily identifiable by using the magnetics. By constructing these 3D models, students do not understand the name of the shape, such as this is a triangular prism and this is a rectangular prism, but really understand the concept of vertices and edges as the purpose of the lesson. As you can see here, each stick shows very clearly the edges and the balls very clearly distinguish the vertices, so children can visually see them and count them, rather than a complex, just a block, where the edges and vertices are much more difficult to see. The nets will also be used so students can understand and identify which 2D shapes make up the faces of 3D shapes. Students will be working on creating these 3D shapes and learning about their faces and features in small groups, and will be essentially student-centered learning. The teacher will be assisting students by answering their questions and queries and asking guided questions themselves to keep students on task. But the actual learning will be facilitated by the students themselves. This teaching style suits several of Garner's multiple intelligences, such as bodily kinesthetic, physiospatial, and interpersonal. Bodily kinesthetic learners learn well through hands-on learning and need real objects to manipulate and stimulate their learning. Physiospatial learners like physical imagery and will respond well to 3D modeling as they gain a visual representation of the shapes and their features. Students with interpersonal intelligences learn through interacting with others. These small group activities best facilitate their learning style. Many different learner groups are catered for through these mathematical activities. Indigenous students prefer to work in a group and interact with their peers, so this student-centered small group way of working will be suited to their hands-on learning style. Students with learning difficulties will benefit from this hands-on construction of shapes, and the clearly highlighted edges and vertices will really allow them to understand the different features of 3D shapes. Gifted students will be catered for as a teacher can give them extending prompts to explore the relationships between the number of vertices and edges of the shape. Thank you.